Everyone. Hello everyone. Good morning guys. Good morning. How are you all? Good morning everyone. My name is Afreen Azmat and I welcome you all in today's session. So today is module A, unit 10 and the topic name is climate change and sustainable development. Now let's start discussing with the very important thing of this whole chapter. So let's start with the sustainable development thing. Okay, so there are actually 17 sustainable goals that are defined. Okay, sustainable goals or sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development means the efficient utilization of the resources in such a way that it can fulfill the needs and wants of the present generation as well as for the future generation also. So there are actually 17 sustainable goals that are defined. So what are these 17 sustainable goals? Let us discuss. So the sustainable goals are actually decided by the United Nations General Assembly in September 2015. And what are these sustainable goals? First of all, there should be no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and green energy, decent work and economic growth. There is industry and innovation, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution or partnership to achieve that goal. So these are the 17 sustainable goals. These are very important because the questions can be asked from here. The sustainable goals have the time period of 2016 to 2020. So these are decided by in year 2015 by United Nations General Assembly, and the framework and the time period in which we have to achieve these 17 sustainable goal is from 2016 to 2030. Okay. Now, if we talk about the global issues and what are the initiatives that are taken to solve these global issues. So there are various global issues. For example, there is a climate change, and climate change is a global issue for which there is a solution that has been given in the Paris Agreement Green New Deal. Poverty and inequality, sustainable development goals, World Bank strategies. Global health, COVAX, the global fund. These are actually taking different initiatives for solving this global issue. For example, there is a food security and hunger problem. So World Food Organization, FAO Zero Hunger Program actually solving this global issue. Water scarcity. So water scarcity, United Nations Water Action Decade. Education, Global Partnership for Education, Gender Equality, UN, United Nations Women He for She campaign. Migration and displacement, Global Climate for Migration. So these are actually what? These are actually the problems which the world is facing currently. And these are all the initiatives that are taken by different organizations to solve these global issues. For example, mental health. So there is a World Health Organization Mental Health Action Plan. Cyber security, global forum on cyber expertise. So these are international security. There is North Atlantic Treaty Organization partnership for peace. Clear? Now, next, if we talk about the India and Sustainable Goal 13, that is climate action. So, India, what are the steps that has been taken by India, or what are commitments that are offered by India contribute from their side in the climate action goal? So there is a climate action which is very important. This is the 13th sustainable goal. And what are the commitments of India? Like, first of all, if we talk about the commitment of India, achieving target of net zero emission by year 2070. So India has said that, okay, we will achieve the target of net zero emissions of the greenhouse gases. So whatever the greenhouse gases emission is, we will achieve the net zero emission by the year 2070. We will achieve the 500 gigawatt of non-fossil energy by the year 2030. we will, means India committed that India fulfill 50% of this energy requirement from the renewable sources of energy. Means we are in the process of reducing the energy requirement from the non renewable sources of energy, and we are committing towards the renewable sources of energy by the year 2030. Next, India has committed that they will reduce the emission especially by 1 billion tons from now onwards, means from 2021 onwards till 2030. Lastly, by 2030, India will reduce the carbon intensity by less than 45%. So these are the important commitments which India has given towards the climate action, towards the sustainable goal 13. Okay, and this is very important, just remember this, because question can be asked from these points. Because we have committed net zero emission by 2070, 500 gigawatt of non-fossil energy 2030, 50% of our energy requirement from the renewable sources of energy by 2030. Then we will reduce the total carbon emission by 1 billion tons by the year 2030. Lastly, India will reduce the carbon intensity by 45%. Okay, now next, if we talk about the green finance, so what are these green finance? So green finance actually refers to the financial arrangement or the loans that are specifically given for the projects which are environmentally sustainable project. So any project which actually is there for reducing the impact of climate change, or if there is any project which is actually with the goal of the sustainable development. So for financing especially these type of project, it is known as green financing. Green financing is to increase the financial flow to these sectors, means banking and microcredit institution, financial institution and NBFCs, they are actually instructed by RBI to allocate some funds as the green financing, means to increase the flow of fund to in these sector green financing sectors. This is the actual goal of introducing these financing. Okay, now what are these projects? What are the environmentally sustainable projects like solar or wind or biogases or clean transportation? These are all the environmentally sustainable product, and financing these type of product is considered as the green financing. And green financing is for what? These green financing is for the sustainable development. Clear? Next, now if we talk about the government of India actually has taken different steps to motivate the individual as well as the corporates and the firms to adopt the green methods. Like government of India actually offered 30% of the installation cost of the rooftop solar panels. So if you are residential or if you are institutional and you want to set up a roof solar panel, so for these the installation cost, 30% of the installation cost is given as a subsidy by the government side, and in some special cases the subsidy can goes up to 70% also. RBI has also taken different initiative to promote and support the green finance initiative. It has includes the small renewable sources of energy under its priority sector lending scheme in year 2015. So you all know the priority sector lending scheme. I have already told you in detail. So in the priority sector lending, RBI has included this small renewable sources energy sector in year 2015. Okay, under this scheme, firms in renewable energy sector 13, okay, means goal 13, they are eligible for a loan up to 30 crore, which is increased from 15 crore. So these are the steps which are taken by RBI towards the green financing for the sustainable development of the economy. Okay. Lastly, there is a concept known as corporate social responsibility. Now, everyone, guys, corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is actually a voluntary act, and voluntary act for the economic, social, and environmental obligation into the business operation. Means it is what? It is inducing the economic as well as social as well as the environmental aspects in the business activities, then this is considered as the corporate social responsibility. So if any organization or corporate voluntary inducing economic, social, and environmental aspects in their working to what? To achieve the long term development and growth in the sector, it is termed to be as the corporate social responsibility. Now section 135 of the Companies Act, it provided legal support for the corporate social responsibility. If we talk about India, now companies are free to spend more than the mandate 2% of the net profit on CSR in any year. So there is a mandatory expenditure on corporate social responsibility. Any corporate who is earning profit, so you have to spend 2% of your net profit in the corporate social responsibility. This is the mandate thing. But if we talk about India, India is now free to spend more than 2% in any year in the corporate social responsibility. And whatever the amount they have extra invested in any one year, it can be adjusted or appropriated in the coming or the following year. Okay. Now, what are the penalties? If we talk about the corporate social responsibilities penalty, so the penalty for this, the penalty for not fulfilling the corporate social responsibility is at least 1 crore for the company. First of all, the company is actually 1 crore and 2 lakh for each defaulting officer, and it can also result in the imprisonment, and the imprisonment provision is maximum of 3 years for the defaulting offenses. Actually, it replaced the imprisonment. So earlier there was the prison thing that you can end up to in jail for 3 years, but to replace this, there is a financial penalty of 2 lakh for each defaulting officer now, and there is no imprisonment. And if the defaulting company is there, there should be a penalty of at least 2 crore or 1 crore for the defaulting company. Okay, clear? So this is the corporate social responsibility. Now let us discuss some of the practice questions regarding this chapter. First of all, which section of the Companies Act provide the legal support for the corporate social responsibility? Anyone? Which company provide or which section provide the legal support for the corporate social responsibility? Everyone. Which company provide the legal support for the corporate social responsibility? Everyone. So the correct answer is obviously section 135 of the Companies Act provide the legal support for the corporate social responsibilities. Next, India aims to achieve the target of net zero emission by which year? India India wants to achieve the target of net zero emission by which year? Everyone. India aims to achieve the target of net zero emission by which year? Everyone. So the correct answer is yes. So the correct answer is by the year 2070. Clear? D is the correct answer. So this is the complete chapter overview of the chapter. Next, this is the Oliveboard team that you have. We are just having the free classes as well as the paid classes in the Oliveboard app. So if we talk about the paid classes, so these are the paid classes, okay, which is in the uh, Oliveboard app. So if you are buying the super elite subscription for 12 months, so you will be getting the access of all these batches. So in this batches, there's a master batch of JAIIB PPB, there is a master batch of IIFS, in English medium as well as in English medium. There is a complete selection batch, there is a complete foundation batch, there is a complete DBF batch, there is a master batch for the single in subjects also. So this is the complete batches that you will be getting if you are buying the super elite subscription. Okay, you don't need to buy the single subjects. Okay, so or if you want to have a single subject also, you can buy the single subject also. Okay, so this is the complete thing. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that you have enjoyed the session. Please keep on like and sharing the session to the maximum you can. And if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe the channel and press the bell notification icon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Bye, guys. Take care. Bye, everyone.